years ago. Well, this is how Peterborough will line up. Ian Bennett hasn't missed a game in goal. The back four, Darren Bradshaw, Lee Howarth, Steve Welsh and Ronnie Robinson. Worrell Sterling and Gary Cooper provide the width in midfield, while Mick Halsall and Marcus Ebden hold the centre. And up front, the prolific new partnership of Tony Adcock, who scored 13 goals, and Tony Philliskirk. He scored on his televised debut at Leicester 6 weeks ago and now has 9 goals in 8 games, including 5 here on Wednesday in the FA Cup replay against Kingstonian. Craig Maskell continues to find the net regularly for Swindon, 16 now, which is as many as he scored in the whole of last season for Reading before his £250,000 transfer. Swindon unchanged again. There was a doubt about Glenn Hoddle, who's been suffering from a calf injury, but he's fit to take his usual sweeper's role behind defenders Colin Calderwood and Shaun Taylor, David Kerslake and Kevin Horlock, the fullbacks, Nicky Summerby, Mickey Hazard and Martin Ling in midfield. Dave Mitchell partners Maskell in attack. Terry Holbrook from Staffordshire is the referee today. And fortunately, the fog, which we had here earlier this morning in Peterborough, has cleared, giving us nice, clear conditions for this match. And the pitch, despite all the rain, in very good condition. Big day for little Liam O'Brien, just 2.5 years old. One of the youngest, Liam O'Brien. He's rather older than that. He plays for Newcastle United. Liam Douglas, I beg his pardon, is that youngster's name. And he had the longest pair of shorts I've ever seen, and he looks as though he wants his daddy. So the referee gets this game underway with Peterborough United in the blue shirts and white shorts, attacking from left to right. Swindon all in red. Adcock, who's done so well up front with his new partner Philliskirk this season. The ball goes back to Bradshaw. An early test there for the central defenders. Taylor got it away. Ling in possession. Worrell Sterling came to face him. Maskell turning it on. And Ling in there again to find Mitchell. Good ball back to his fellow striker Maskell. Hasn't wanted to take over. Hoddle instead, and an excellent first-time ball by Hoddle to Kerslake on the right. Good-looking early attack this, and the ball into Mitchell, and Mitchell almost finds a way through still and goes down under the double challenge from defender and goalkeeper, and in the end it's Ian Bennett to Peterborough's rescue.
The awareness of Hoddle again came in very early there. Somebody closing him down from behind. He knew he just knocked the first-time ball out to Kerslake, and Kerslake crossed a good ball in. It's just Mitchell was really a yard short getting onto the end of his first touch.
Bradshaw for Peterborough. Good ball to find Philliskirk. He takes on Hoddle. And the Swindon player manager just got a toe to it. Sterling infield to Ebden, and that's a goal kick. What kind of match are you expecting today then, John? Really two sides with contrasting sort of styles, I guess you'd say.
Yes, but you know, we've got a Gary Cooper on the pitch, and it's going to be a high noon for me. It's the shootout which is going to occur today. Who's going to be on form? Who's going to be firing the bullets and who's going to be firing the blanks? Both sets of strikers are hot at the moment. Philliskirk, with that wonderful left foot, will be testing Swindon to the full. And I'm sure Mitchell will be doing likewise at the other end. It's going to be very interesting to watch both sets of strikers.
Turned on by Ebden. Philliskirk chasing this one. And Hoddle again takes on responsibility and just guards the ball successfully over the line. Glenn Hoddle has only missed a couple of games this season. He had a lot of injury problems last season, his first in charge at Swindon. In fact, missed half the games. They were concerned that that calf injury would prevent him playing today, but he trained well yesterday, and of course, even at the age of 35, keen to keep getting games under his belt. Good clearance by Lee Howarth. Philliskirk, Adcock, chance here, it's a goal. Less than 3 minutes gone, and Tony Adcock has given Peterborough the lead.
Great little move. It was a ball played in there to Philliskirk, who just knocks it on first time. Adcock, good touch onto his right foot. He looks up here and just clips it over the keeper. Great finish, good goal, good move.
Well, that's his 14th goal of the season, Tony Adcock, who's played for 6 different league clubs in his career and has always had a good scoring record with every one of them. Played at the highest level briefly with Manchester City. Most of his games have been in the lower divisions, but he always gets the goals. And he's really given us a tremendous start to this game by giving Peterborough such an early lead. Well, that wasn't in the script at all. Swindon, one of the best sides in this division, rocked by Adcock's goal.
Surprising, you know, I'll be looking at my defenders if I was Glenn Hoddle and say, well, what were we doing wrong there? There was a lot of space there in the heart of the defence where it should be all tight, especially in the first 10 minutes, and there was a big gap there. But give credit, good one-touch ball by Phyllis Kirk, and Adcock a great finish.
Here's Worrell Sterling, good-looking cross, Adcock getting in again! And it could well have been a second goal just a minute or so later.
Well, there again, Sterling, a lad with plenty of potential, crosses a great ball in. Adcock gets behind Calderwood, and he's so unlucky. If that's on target for me, that goes in. Come on, Swindon, get your act sorted out at the back.
Well, you would almost say he's missed a rather easier chance than the one he actually put away there. Howarth nodding it forward again. Adcock's there once more, and Worrell Sterling brought down, was he? No. The referee says the challenge by Horlock was legal. Howarth at the other end. Bennett with the first-time clearance under pressure did well. Taylor heads it straight back into the half, and Mitchell was so slow coming out, he was yards offside.
What you'd be looking for here is the one-touch ball in, laid off again one touch, and then played back into his path to his right foot. He favours his right foot, a little clip over the goalkeeper. Great skill, that looks so easy, but I assure you there was a lot of pressure on Tony Adcock there.
Colin Calderwood, the Swindon captain, over Maskell's head, and they made a shaky sort of start to this, Swindon. They haven't settled at all.
Well, they've got to start getting the ball into their midfield. When we've seen Swindon in the past, it's been definitely the midfield that's been supplying the goods. So the back four wants to start knocking little balls into this player.
Yes, Hazard, who so often runs things for them. And a good-looking ball in towards Mitchell. Howarth got it clear. Somerby trying to win it back, but fails to do so. Steve Welsh getting it forward to Phyllis Kirk. Adcock beaten to it by Calderwood. Now Hoddle to Hazard. Well won back by Halsall. And now Darren Bradshaw, the former Newcastle United defender. Worrell Sterling taking the defender away, and he swings it in instead towards Phyllis Kirk. Too deep for him, and also for Gary Cooper on that left-hand side.
Well, it looks pretty straightforward. I think the tactics that they're starting to play, Peterborough, is just get the ball into the box as soon as they can, especially the back post ball they seem to be looking for, because Kerslake is not covering. Kerslake, with playing a sweeper at the back, which Ottawa is playing at the moment, Kerslake is pushing forward, and therefore he's finding it difficult to get back, so they're hitting the hole behind Hoddle.
Here is Hoddle trying to hit Maskell, and it's a good ball into space, but just a yard or two too deep for Swindon's leading goal scorer. Bradshaw again for Peterborough. Movement up front, and as he flicked it on to Phyllis Kirk, the linesman has flagged, I think, offside against, not him, but Adcock, who was just ahead of him. Hoddle with a free kick then. Horlock, Ling, fortunate to get it back off Ebden, but used it well then and was fouled by Mick Halsall. As ever, Swindon take the free kick quickly. Kerslake on the right, as Somerby ahead of him, moving into space, but fails to find him. If you've been a little bit late getting back from the pub today and you've only just sat down in the armchair, I can tell you that Peterborough United are in front here, scoring in the 3rd minute of the game through Tony Adcock and leading now 1-0 with 8 minutes gone. Robinson with a long ball forward for Philliskirk, too deep, and Sterling steals in behind the defenders and then turns it back for Halsell. Ebden wins it back once more for Peterborough. They've really started this game well, and another dangerous ball to Philliskirk. On it goes to Sterling, and Taylor only just nicked it away from him. And then a beautiful little ball by Hoddle to Ling, and on it goes to Howler. Hazard. Not one of the best balls he's played, and nor was the one by Howarth, which gives Swindon possession again. I think from a neutral's point of view, though no one in Swindon will agree with us, the fact that Peterborough have scored first here, I think will make this an even more entertaining game than we might have otherwise expected. Hazard sweeps the ball gloriously out to the right to Kerslake, who made a very good run to reach it. And wins the corner. No, the ball came off his boot, says the referee. Goal kick.
That is the type of ball we're getting used to when we watch Swindon play. The Nicky Hammond and Ling switching play, the two fullbacks both volunteering to get forward. Now, with that happening, Swindon are leaving 3 at the back. They got the sweeper system with Calderwood and Taylor, with Glenn Hoddle sweeping at the back. So therefore, you'll be looking for that on your screens. You'll see the two fullbacks for Swindon both getting forward. But they've got the problem when on defence. They can't be 2 places at the same time.
Calderwood helping out is Kerslake on the right, but then he gives it away and swung back in by Robinson. Horlock's clearance and a brave header to win it back, but the ball lands luckily for Horlock right at his feet. This is Hoddle on to Mitchell. Lovely little ball. Mitchell tried to play it first time to Maskell, and even the second time couldn't find it. Worrell Sterling. Good overlap by Darren Bradshaw, but Horlock got there ahead of him. The 20-year-old signed earlier this season from West Ham, who had such an excellent game in the match-up at Newcastle, the best game, I'm sure, that we've had live on Central this season.
Really impressed there. He's composed, he's got good pace, he likes to get forward, he likes to play the ball simply. Very impressive young player.
And he's got some defending to do here. Sterling wins the throw-in. Sterling again. Bradshaw. Maskell rather blocked the cross, and it's just gone out this side of the corner flag, so they only get a throw out of it, Peterborough. Worrell Sterling, the former Watford player, hurls it in, and a useful one too. In the end, it's Maskell who gets the ball away, and he's first to it again. Then turned on by Ling. Taylor. It breaks to Ebden. That's too strong for Philliskirk. Well, I think we saw enough in the match when Peterborough played at Leicester earlier this season, John, to realise that they are a very good, solid sort of side.
Oh, much better than average, yes. They've impressed me when I've seen them. They've played the ball about. They've got brilliant understanding at the back. They're well organised and like to play. And they're good service to the front. I was impressed with their service to the front.
Long ball on here for Horlock. Maskell making a good run into space, and he just ran out of room, really. Reached it, but not before he reached the line.
The idea was right. It was just the weight of the pass was slightly out.
John Gorman, Glenn Hoddle's assistant, who is one of those who takes copious notes during a game. Not looking too happy with the side at the moment. They've made a dodgy sort of start. But they'll keep playing their football and trying to work their way back into the game. against a team that favours a more direct approach, but certainly can play with the ball on the ground as well. They're not direct in the, shall we say, Wimbledon sense of the word. Uncharacteristic mistake from Hoddle.
Yes, you don't see that very often from Glenn Hoddle, but it just shows a bit of frustration maybe creeping in. You looked at John Gorman there, who's done a wonderful job for Swindon. His coaching is beyond doubt excellent. And the work he's done there, he wouldn't be happy with the way they've started, as you said, Alan. You're looking at the defence and saying, well, they're a bit slow, they're a bit ponderous. They need to sharpen up.
Bradshaw gets Peterborough going forward again. Sterling. That's a good ball, intelligent ball to Ebden, and gets it back off him. Hazard into intercept. And laid back by Summerby to Hoddle. Welsh gets it away and just kept in play by Bradshaw. Ebden. Oh, that's a terrible late challenge by Summerby. That was totally unnecessary, and he deserves to be booked for that. That was unpleasant, and I don't know why he felt that he needed to do that at all.
He's a long striding boy, is Nicky Summerby, and he just made up his mind to go, but he was very, very late. And fair enough, a fair booking. You know, that again is a sign of frustration. Here he comes now, and he comes in and he lets it all go from there, which is a terrible, terrible foul. Just caught him above the knee and could have done a lot of damage.
Well, no excuse for that.
No, even his father wouldn't be happy with that one, I don't think.
Chris Turner, the manager of Peterborough, who played over 300 matches for them in the 1970s. He also appeared for Swindon and Luton in his playing career, and has done a very good job to take Peterborough United to promotion in successive seasons. Now as manager here.
His nose is a different shape from mine, Alan, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks as though he's been in with Nigel Benn for a round or two. I wouldn't say that to him personally. He's a big man, Chris.
Yeah, I think he could have beaten Nigel Benn or given him a good run.
Yeah, he was a hard sort of player, I remember, from his playing days, and has produced, as you would expect, a totally committed sort of side here as a manager.
He's done a superb job here.
Ebden back on his feet after that crunching tackle from Summerby, which rightly earned the Swindon player a caution. Robinson finding Halsall. Back it goes to Welsh. On long to Adcock, the goal scorer. But Swindon have it back. As ever, prepared to play football at the back. Calderwood eventually opts for the long ball, which Welsh is onto. Adcock with a good ball to Halsall. Nice skill from him. On it goes again to Philliskirk, and Calderwood just got it away. But most of the game still being played inside the Swindon half. Colin Calderwood's clearance. And Welsh with a no-nonsense clearance himself.
What's interesting to see is the understanding already between Adcock and Philliskirk. To get a striking pair working, one moves early off the ball, and Adcock there made the early run. They know where each other are trying to place the ball, and that's a great thing when you get that understanding.
Nice play from Hazard to switch the emphasis of Swindon's attack from right to left. Taylor in possession now. A bit lucky with that ball. It deflected against Ling and gave Hazard some work to do. And here he is again. Hoddle on towards Maskell. It's a lovely ball by Hoddle. Can Maskell finish it off? Good work by the defender, but still danger. Back for Horlock to hit it. And again, Bradshaw did really well. But they're still pressing. Hazard finding Maskell again. Worrell Sterling in, not quite as hard as Hazard though. Hoddle. And again he looks for Maskell, and again he finds him, and again Maskell couldn't make anything of it. Two glorious balls from his manager to put him in the clear.
Two passes out of this world. The weight was right. Here they go, straight into his path. He's way onside. It's just that his touch wasn't right. Wonderful to watch. Well,
we were talking before the game about the lack of players with real skill and vision, perhaps, in the modern game, but Glenn Hoddle certainly doesn't fit into that category. He has produced a couple of exquisite passes already here today.
But it was good movement from Craig Maskell, good understanding. It was just that he just seems to lack that little snap when it's needed in there.
Offside. Adcock was offside as Philliskirk knocked him through.
Always a good practice, always like seeing that. The whistle had gone, the linesman flag was up, but he carried on and finished off the job. It's always good for practice. Sometimes you can get in trouble with the referee, but he's just off, just wanders there, the touch is there. He doesn't know he's offside at this stage. All he knows is he's got to finish it, and he did that.
Quite right. Hoddle with a long ball, and that'll be a test for Robinson. Got it away from Kerslake. Ling. Ling dispossessed by Cooper, was it? Yeah. Long ball on then to Philliskirk. Taylor gets it away from him. And the linesman has flagged offside here. I think it was Worrell Sterling possibly in the initial attack.
The only query I had there was whether it was a forward pass. It may have been a back pass. The linesman anticipated a bit early, possibly there.
Ling. One back by Howarth. Bradshaw. That was a wasteful ball by Darren Bradshaw. Halsell. Ebden, and Bradshaw sees the ball again. Looking for Philliskirk in the box. Calderwood gets it away. And then Hoddle wins it back. Summerby. Good tackle. Nice clean tackle from Bradshaw. Forcing Summerby wide all the time as well. Hazard. Time here for Calderwood to think about it. Kerslake. And Kerslake gets it again from Ling. Beautiful play. Superb play. And on it goes towards Mitchell. And Mitchell and Maskell both in a good position here. And that was an excellent save. Maskell is furious with his fellow striker for not knocking the ball across to him and allowing Bennett to make the save.
It was a great run by David Kerslake. He's got superb skill going forward. He came inside and played a lovely little ball there. He's rather lucky to get that touch, but here you're looking to pull it back, but he's gone for the shot. Two decisions to make. You make the wrong one sometimes.
Summerby with a corner. Oh, Taylor! That's an absolute storming header. They didn't pick him up. And that was fatal, because this guy is having a tremendous season. It's his 7th goal already, the central defender, and you pay the price if you don't mark him properly. Whack!
The power of the two central defenders came in with there would cause anybody problems. Here they go. The first one misses it, but not Taylor. The power of that header was amazing. To think he's got those neck muscles working like that to get that power. Superb header of the ball and a great goal.
7 goals from a centre-half, John. What about that?
I never scored 7 in my career, I don't think, Alan.
It is a tremendous total. We're not even into December yet.
Yes, you know, I was reading an article where they feel a whole defence should possibly score 10 goals between them for the season. And he's got 7.
So Swindon level again. 22 minutes gone now. And Peterborough find their excellent start wiped out. Well, really, here's a great lesson, I would think, for anybody watching, any youngster, about how to meet the ball when it's in the air. What about that for heading technique from big Shaun Taylor, the former Exeter man? Never any doubt he was going to win that. Never any doubt it was going to end up in the net. Here's Hazard. Swindon buzzing again now, and offside. The flag has gone up. The ball has to come back. Free kick to Peterborough.
Great skill by Nicky Hammond there. Kept it on his left foot, turned tightly, shielding the ball all the way, and played a little ball over the top, just slightly too late. They just moved into an offside position, the front men had.
1-1 then. We always thought this would be a game that would give us goals. Here's Halsall for Peterborough. Robinson. Hits it in early towards Adcock, who did well to win that, and indeed wins the corner.
Yes, that's where they look dangerous, Peterborough, when they start crossing balls behind the central defenders. There seems to be a big space there. If they pull behind the defenders, they could be attacking the space beyond, and they do look threatening.
Well, let's see if Peterborough possess the same kind of power in the air from this corner. No, Taylor, who'd scored the goal at the other end, made sure he won the clearing header this time. Little nudge in the back then on Maskell by Ronnie Robinson, gives Swindon a free kick.
Well, Taylor's really put his cards on the table. He's full of commitment. He's attacking balls in the air both ends now, and it's done him the world of good. And Swindon has really picked them up. But Peterborough now got to show their mettle and see if they can come back from that. I think they've got the ability to do that.
Maskell, lovely first-time flick, but Mitchell failed to read it. Ian Bennett, the 22-year-old goalkeeper who's played in every game this season, getting it forward to Philliskirk. Taylor won it again. Now Summerby under pressure. Hoddle comes to his rescue. And a wild sort of kick by Kerslake, nonetheless finds its target. Maskell. Kerslake with the left foot playing it forward. Robinson. A wonderful header by Philliskirk. And Adcock just beaten to it, but Calderwood's challenge has given Peterborough another corner.
It's a good job Calderwood got there first, because that looked a superb move, a good header by Philliskirk, and Adcock had read it, just a little touch, good defending.
Halsall with the kick. Howarth, the big centre-half, getting up well, but again, the central defenders get there first, and once again, it's Taylor who comes to claim it. And an intelligent ball out to the left, keeps the pressure going, and the goalkeeper, Hammond, did well to punch it clear. Ebden now. He's done well, Ebden. The cross, not quite so good. But Swindon give possession away again, and then a strange sort of effort by Mick Halsall.
Don't quite believe that ball, you know, there was no need to panic. He had players in front of him who he could have just knocked the ball to. Worrell, Sterling especially. Sterling's the type of player that we all know well in the game, and we've all felt what tremendous amount of ability this boy's got when he's at Watford, and even now he's still got that ability, but he goes missing for 10 minutes, 20 minutes in a match. You'd be looking for him to contribute more. More consistency would be the word, I think.
Hazard. Kerslake. Good ball. Fall off. Got no help moving forward, so he has to go back. Calderwood picking out Summerby. Nice layoff to Kerslake, to Ling rather. Kerslake just outside him, but he finds Maskell ahead of him. Summerby just ahead of him. He's done well here, Summerby. It's a terrific run, and pulled back from Maskell. The shot blocked by Halsall. Maskell again, though. Hoddle. Back it goes to Maskell. Well saved by Bennett, but Maskell will be disappointed. He didn't manage to find a gap either side of the young keeper.
It was lovely to see the run that Nicky Summerby made there. He sprinted out behind the right. His skill was good, and then the little 1-2 here from Hoddle. God, if only I had a player like that at Coventry. I had some good ones, man.
Hoddle's skills have illuminated the opening 25 minutes here. They really have. He's done 3 or 4 things of absolute excellence. Robinson playing it in, and Adcock took it down neatly, very neatly. Ebden. Chipped into Philliskirk. It's gone deeper than that to Cooper. who reaches it before Kersley. Oh, he's done well, Cooper, clever, excellent play, and Adcock stretches, and Ling gets the clearance away, but still danger. Welsh coming forward and trying the shot. Oh, that was a tremendous effort by the centre-half and captain, who's never actually scored a league goal for Peterborough United.
This is what all true lovers of football like, is that skill in the corner that Gary Cooper showed there. A little backheel flick, got the ball round, crosses. It's just a yard too long, his cross was, but great skill and a great strike here. He's hit this ball tremendously well, and there's Hammond just covering his far post.
Well, we all know what Swindon are capable of. Peterborough perhaps less well known around the country, but I think they've more than done justice to their ability here today already. Worrell Sterling wins the corner off Shaun Taylor. It does seem to be one of those unglamorous sort of clubs, Peterborough United, that don't raise much attention around the Football League, but if they can keep playing like this, they'll gain a few admirers today. Worrell Sterling's kick, and a good header forward by Bradshaw, and he's there to win it again. Hoddle gets it clear.
We've got to remember their nickname, the Posh, though, Alan, haven't we? You know, you're saying unglamorous, but they nicknamed the Posh, but I agree with what you're saying.
Robinson forward for Philliskirk. Hoddle just behind him, and he lost him, but the cross intercepted by Ling. Hoddle, beautiful to see that football in that difficult corner. Hazard on further still to Summerby. And Summerby was caught then. Good decision, I thought, by the referee then. And I'm sure Summerby was impeded.
All you youngsters who play football, take a tip from a bald-headed old fat ex-manager and watch Glenn Hoddle. This is the way to pass the ball, to play football. The simple way, no complications, just pure skill, way to pass. Brilliant to watch on the ball.
Horlock. There was no sting in the shot, but I could see what he was trying there as the goalkeeper had been dragged over the other side. He thought he'd try and surprise him on the near post. Ian Bennett, who took over as first choice here from the former Walsall goalkeeper Fred Barber when he was injured, and has kept his place since. Bradshaw for Peterborough. 1-1 the score here. 15 minutes of the first half remaining. Bradshaw again to Sterling. Once more it's the fullback, and then again Sterling, till Horlock takes it off him. Hoddle on the chest, just make time for himself, now makes room for himself. Long one forward to Mitchell, now Maskell, straight to Bradshaw though. Hoddle's there again with a delicate little touch to Hazard. Did well there, Hazard, really. Kersley. Summerby. Oh, he's done well, Summerby. Clever. Robinson still there to be beaten though, and wouldn't be, although he has conceded the throw.
Robinson recovered well there. He's quick, he's got pace. I'm impressed with the left-back, Robinson.
Hazard for Swindon. Hoddle moving forward in this attack as it goes forward to Mitchell, who tried to lay it back into the path of Maskell. Kersley. Hazard. Hoddle. He can try again. And finds Horlock. Oh, he took his eye off the ball. Off Worrell Sterling, Swindon's throw.
Peterborough are making it very difficult for Swindon to play. They're closing down quickly, they're putting the midfield under pressure, and Swindon aren't having the time they're used to in midfield to be able to spray the ball about. That's part of Swindon's problem. Still playing well.
That was a bad ball though by Kersley. Adcock. Halsall. Cooper and Robinson on the left. Robinson forward for Adcock with 2 deep. Goal kick.
Bradshaw, Darren Bradshaw and Ronnie Robinson are the two players who could be causing Swindon problems. I'd be inclined to use them more going forward. I'll be looking for them to break wide when the keeper gets the ball and look for throw-outs. That will move the Swindon midfield. That moves them out of position, and they don't like that. If they get hold of the ball, both full-backs, and go attacking down their flanks, they would cause Swindon a few problems.
Mitchell was brought down by Halsall. Incidentally, Peterborough have only lost once in their last 11 games in all competitions. That was a 3-2 defeat at Luton in October. So they're enjoying a good spell of form here, and have proved that already today. Mitchell in possession, though, for Swindon, looks for Ling and finds him. Maskell helps it on now to Horlock, and Horlock tries a shot. A brilliant save by Bennett. Clever from Horlock, really. Everyone expecting the cross, and he tried to find the top locker. Bennett denied him.
We had a perfect view of this. It's a little flick on out, there it goes, and he turns, gets it out to Horlock on his left foot, and he really hits a scream. It's going right for the corner. Perfect view.
Big Taylor coming in strongly again, but the ball beyond him this time. Now Summerby, Hoddle, cleared by Welsh.
I assure you, in the goalkeeper's right-hand corner, it was a great save.
Now Hazard. Swindon enjoying a good spell here, but Hazard gives it away to Sterling, who contributes to lose it momentarily, but Peterborough back in possession with Bradshaw. Good lay-off to Ebden by Philliskirk. Bradshaw swings it in towards Cooper, coming in from the left, and again Hoddle with time to take it on the chest. Bradshaw, good ball. Sterling's done well. He's lost Hazard, and in it goes to Philliskirk. It was an awkward ball for the striker to control, and Taylor takes it off him, but gives it straight to Bradshaw. Now Ebden. Again, they're looking for Cooper on the left, and again they fail to find him. And he has to come and find it himself. Kerslake now for Swindon. Ling never had much hope of reaching that.
It's a good little spell there by Peterborough. They kept the ball, they kept possession, they kept knocking it about. It's just that you see Hoddle now has dropped round the back and covering that big hole that was behind the two central defenders. That will make a difference. Then the depth isn't there for Peterborough to penetrate. He's filled the gap.
10 minutes remaining of the first half. It's Peterborough United 1, Swindon Town 1. Peterborough took the lead through Tony Adcock as early as the 3rd minute. And then a fine goal by Shaun Taylor brought Swindon level. Here's Ebden. Adcock, Philliskirk, good first time ball on towards Cooper, and Kerslake had to be quick then.
3 little good passes there, excellent to watch. One-touch football again, lovely to watch.
Two sides trying to play football here today, and that's very encouraging indeed. How often have we said already this season that this new First Division has some real quality play about it week in, week out. Cooper. Robinson whacks the cross in dangerously, and it's an own goal. And would you believe it, Shaun Taylor, having scored at one end, has now scored at the other.
Well, that is amazing. Obviously, Nicky Hammond's not said a word, because here it comes in. Taylor gets his touch. There's Nicky Hazard behind him. You cannot do that, young man. You've got to be governing your defenders with your voice. Keeper's ball was all that was needed, and the problem would have been dealt with. But there you are. Taylor doesn't know that. He's not heard it, and we've got a game on our hands.
8 minutes to half-time then, and Peterborough are back in the lead. I was praising Shaun Taylor's scoring record, but not at that moment. Here's Ling for Swindon, making room for himself well, and now Horlock. And a good-looking ball in, and a fine header, well saved. Mitchell.
Alan, I've got to agree with your comments on the standard of play we've been seeing. We are fortunate. There's some very, very good players, some very entertaining games. The Premier League could come here and learn at times. Nothing wrong with the First Division, I assure you.
Taylor gets it clear. Peterborough, their tails up now. Ebden in possession. It's a great run by Ebden. And I don't know how the referee saw that one as no foul. That certainly wasn't a penalty, which I think the crowd was shouting for, but surely it was a foul by Calderwood. Anyway, it's not given. And Hazard chips it forward for Mitchell, who holds off Robinson well. And on it goes to Ling, but too far.
Yes, I was surprised at that decision. You're looking, here's the goal coming up again, cross in, just gets the touch.
Well, I remember when we saw Swindon at Newcastle, there were 2 or 3 incidents involving the goalkeeper, Nicky Hammond, where he clearly didn't communicate too well with his central defenders. And he's a smashing goalkeeper, technically, but that does seem to be one of his problems, that he doesn't really let those in front of him know what's going on. And I'm certain that was the case then, as you said, John, that Nicky Hammond didn't really tell Shaun Taylor what the position was, which made Taylor go for a ball he could have left.
Exactly right, Alan. You know, I don't doubt Nicky Hammond's skill as a goalkeeper. I think he's excellent, like yourself.
Hoddle. Horlock. On to Maskell. Nice play from Maskell. Now Ling. Looking for Kerslake. Well, he was always having to stretch.
The idea was superb. We can see we had a perfect view of that. There's a lovely run round the back by Kerslake. The ball is just a yard heavy of perfection. Ling's picked it out, seen it, just the weight of the ball just defeated the object which he was trying to achieve, is to lay a lovely ball in the path of Kerslake.
Well, Peterborough in front again here, and as I was saying earlier, they've only lost once in their last 11 games, following a very opposite sort of run, only 1 win in their previous 10. And Hammond beaten twice here in the first half, once by his own defender, and Peterborough 2-1 in front.
He's talking away there. We had a good shot of him there talking. It's just the vital decisions you want your goalkeeper to talk.
Yes, I suppose we're blaming him. We're making an assumption. I guess he might well have shouted and Taylor ignored him. We'll have to wait to find that one out.
Correct.
Horlock keeps it in. And Maskell's offside.
Now there is the difference in talking there. The back four all pushed up together and just let Maskell drift into an offside position. Talking's vital out on a football pitch. You know, we're all led to believe it doesn't happen. I assure you, in a practice match, it's the noisiest thing you've ever heard, with no crowd there.
Ling whipping it on. Welsh underneath it. Now Bradshaw. Phyllis Kirk. Ebden. And Adcock. And Sterling. Good football from Peterborough. I think it's a mistake to believe that they're only a side who plays the ball long or counter-attacks, as they have been accused of at stages this season. They can knock the ball about with the best. Bradshaw was fouling Mitchell, climbing on him.
Most good sides you see, Alan, they become good sides because the front men hold the ball up and keep the team in possession, and Adcock's brilliant at that. Tony Adcock is superb at leading a line. Mitchell
does just that for Swindon and finds Hazard. Kerslake free on the right, and he's seen him and finds him. And then Cooper whips it off his toe. Hammond unable to pick the ball up here, and under pressure straight away from Adcock. Did well.
If somebody asked me in the Premier League which goalkeeper has impressed me this year, I can assure you it's been Nicky Hammond. His handling's been superb. He's got the ability to make tremendous saves. I just do doubt whether he talks quite enough at vital times.
Hoddle with a little ball on for Ling. Has Summerby outside him, and Mitchell up in support in this attack as well. As ever, Hazard now. Sterling intercepts. Phyllis Kerr. Halsall. Back it goes from Adcock. Shaun Taylor comes in to clear, and Peterborough get the throw. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and a very good first half it's been here. That early goal really gave it the impetus, and the pace hasn't slackened since. Welsh slices his clearance. Out of play.
Peterborough made an impressive start, didn't they, Alan? They really pushed men forward, they pressurised and quickly got to grips with the game.
Mitchell. Maskell in the middle for him, and that'll be a goal kick.
And for 20 minutes they looked as though they were really going to produce the goods, and then suddenly Swindon has gradually clawed their way back into it, get the goal, and you'd be saying, right, here's Swindon, they're going to go ahead and win this game. They look capable of doing that at the time, but the Posh have come back and they're in the lead, and they deserve to be.
Swindon themselves beaten just once in their last 7 league games. And as you may have heard us say earlier, if they win today, Swindon, they'd go into 2nd place again in the table behind Newcastle United. Very important game this for Swindon. And Peterborough have their own reasons for wanting to win, of course. Here's Cooper. It wasn't a bad effort. Taylor gets it clear to Hazard, who gives it away. Bradshaw. I think they were all expecting an offside then. The ball given back to Sterling, and now Adcock. Good tackle though by Taylor, and then Ebden turns it on. Hoddle read it beautifully again and threads it through to Ling. Strange ball by Ling, but Kerslake retrieves it. We're into stoppage time at the end of the first half now. Hoddle finding Ling. Hoddle being caught in possession, and it comes back to Adcock, and on again to Sterling, and Ling came to Swindon's rescue then. Almost got caught out at the back there, Swindon, and a 3rd goal just before half-time. It would have been suicidal for them.
Great pressurising by Peterborough there. They closed the back 4 down, they didn't give them room to play, and eventually they caught them in possession. Great closing down.
Sterling. Ebden. He's done well. Sterling, Hazard nips in to take it off him. And then that's fine work again from Hoddle, but he finally gives it away. We've had about a minute of time added by referee Holbrook. And that is the end of the first half. A really good half. Peterborough United leading by 2 goals to 1. Here's their manager, Chris Turner, with Gary Newborn. He's not quite reached Gary's microphone yet, and I'm sure when he does, he'll be saying how pleased he is at the way Peterborough United played in that first half. We'll catch up with his views later, but for the moment, let's take a break.
Missing Body, filmed in Tennant's Extravision.
Welcome back. Well, Swindon might have bitten off a bit more than they could chew. Peterborough putting up a tremendous performance in their first ever live game. And really, when you think about it, yes.
At home.
Yeah.
Actually, they've played well.
Yeah.
It's been a good game of football. Swindon, I think, will be kicking themselves at half-time for allowing this game to get away from them a little bit.
You were saying, though, they've looked a bit lethargic.
Funny enough, they have today, and I thought once they'd equalised, they'd pep themselves up a bit for a while, but then they suddenly went back into what I think is a lethargic-looking mood. We've seen them knock the ball around well, but sometimes it's not been with any urgency, and you've got to do it with urgency at the same time. But all in all, it's been a super first half, and you have to hand it to Peterborough.
Terrific start for Peterborough,
yeah,
of course.
It was a great start, and it was a great goal. It was very well taken. It was a super one too. Phyllis Kirk. I thought he'd just overrun it, Adcock, but he got there, got his toe underneath it, and that was a very well taken goal indeed.
Then Shaun Taylor, of course, inscribes his name on the score sheet at both ends.
Yes, he did, and it was a bit unfortunate the second time, but the first goal, of course, was a well taken goal. Although, again, Peterborough would be looking at the situation and saying, "What are we doing here?" Because he was totally unmarked from the corner kick. As the ball comes in, he just gets a clear run at it, and he's only really got to get his head on it. Very well taken goal. This, I'm afraid, I have to put down to the young goalkeeper.
Nicky Hammond,
yeah, because really he had no reason to come for it. Taylor was not under any pressure to clear that ball at all, and I don't know why he came running out to collect the ball. It just beyond me, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, Swindon, they've had plenty of attempts at goal. They've had 8 attempts at goal, and
8-4 in front on that score.
I suppose the man who's really played well for Swindon is Hoddle. His touch is superb, and then we got this wonderful shot and a great save from Bennett there. And that's one of many that they might have scored from. But we've looked at the stats here, haven't we? 34 goals scored, 27 against. I mean,
Swindon, yes.
Yeah, and considering they could be in second position, Tone, you have to look at it and say that's not really good enough. No. You know, the 34 is, but the 27 against a bit iffy. And you can see Peterborough, they're plugging away, and I don't think they're frightened.
No, I'm sure you're right. Time now, though, to name the winners of our last week's competition for Coca-Cola tickets for this week's big games at Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. Do you remember we asked how many clubs had Dean Saunders played for? There's the answer. 7 in all, and that brief loan spell at Cardiff caught out quite a lot of you. Probably Dean Saunders as well. Not so these winners, though, who receive a pair of Villa seats. Ian Jackson of Sutton Coldfield, Paul Kennedy of Cannock, David England from Banbury, Anthony McAllister of Wrexham, Margaret Heavey from Selly Oak in Birmingham. And the winners of the Forest seats are these: John Lees of Basford, Marilyn Holdsworth from Basingstoke, Gary Dalton of Lincoln, David Gibson of Newthorpe, and Simon Callear from Leek. Congratulations to them. We'll be back with the second half very shortly. Please stay with us.
You can use a rabbit phone wherever you see a rabbit sign.
So, Joey, did you do him good, like I said?
Sure, Mr. A.
And you tied him up? Yeah.
That's right, Mr. A.
Now, what was it Snoz was saying to all you young footballers out there? If you want to take some advice from a fat, balding ex-manager...
Balding?
Watch Glenn Hoddle.
Snoz balding. I'll tell you, he's as bald as a coot, Snoz. I've got more. I look like Kevin Keegan compared to him. I'm talking to Keegan, and we're going to talk about Glenn Hoddle for a minute. I mean, Keegan says he's the best player in this division. And I wouldn't disagree with that, actually. I'd say he's as good a player as any in the Premier as well.
In the country,
and you can see why, with distribution and vision like this, just how good he's still playing. And it's a super position for him to be playing in, sweeper, where he can look up and see. And this was a great ball to Mascor. And you'll see another great ball coming up, where he's got a bit of time back there, you see. He's got time to dwell on the ball, look up. And when you're a class player, a class above almost everybody else on the field, you can see what you're doing, and really that should have been in the back of the net to Mascor there. But he certainly is playing superb football still.
The funny thing is, Keegan says he'd like to buy him if he could, and really you can't buy a player manager unless you want a manager as well, can you?
Well, I suppose you could buy him. It'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? But I mean, from the point of view of watching somebody play football, you've got to say that Hoddle is outstanding. He may be a bit lax on the defensive mode, of course. He may put he actually does put Swindon under a bit of pressure from time to time.
Yes, he's made a few bloomers.
Well, not only bloomers, I don't think he reads it as defensively as well as he does from the attacking point of view. But that's the perfect position for him, and he certainly makes Swindon play.
Right, well, we've got Chris Turner waiting to talk to Gary Newbon, pitch side. Let's go straight over to them.
Mr. Turner, that's it. Lovely, thank you.
Mr. Turner.
Chris, what have you been telling the players?
Just disappointed on their goal. We were very aware of the boy Taylor, very disappointed, but they're a good side. They've had some good chances. I think it's a very good game.
It is a very good game. They'll be disappointed with the goal they gave you, though, just before half-time.
Well, we'll give them one, they'll give us one, so it's 1-0 to us then, yeah.
Good. Let's hope it stays this way. It's a good
I
game.
do, yes, very much.
I didn't mean the result, I meant the game.
I thought he was a Peterborough supporter. Sorry, Gary.
Well, Gary Newbon will have earned a few enemies in Swindon then, perhaps. No, he's not. I can assure you he's totally neutral. Believe that, you'll believe anything. As Swindon get the game underway, trailing by 2-1 here, and I think that's set up what we would all expect to be an outstanding second half now. Let's hope we're not disappointed. Darkness falling, the lights on, and two teams who really provided us with an excellent game so far. Should be routine for Bennett. Strikes the ball pretty well and finds Philliskirk. Hoddle took it, and it was an awkward ball to get under control, and finds Calderwood. On to Maskell. On again to Mitchell, but not a good ball. He's had a disappointing game so far, Craig Maskell, and certainly should have scored at least once. Orlock couldn't throw the ball back to Hammond because Adcock was barring the way. Summerby wins it again, and Hazard nips in, but there's Robinson for Peterborough to Sterling. Summerby now for Swindon. Bling back to Hoddle. Quite why they're booing Glenn Hoddle is very hard to understand. But they never boo the bad players, so that's another compliment to him. Here's Ling. Horlock. Hazard. Good attack this by Swindon. And a good ball for Kersley. Mitchell and Maskell in the middle for him. And the ball cleared for a corner.
Yeah, dangerous little chip there. You would expect somebody to come to the near post there to make the run, but it was just a little bit static by the Swindon front line. They've got to be looking to get across their defenders, because you can't chip a big, strong ball back to the back post if you'd like to chip them in those positions.
Hoddle himself comes to the near post. They've got to watch for Taylor, and they've got to watch for Calderwood. But it wasn't a problem this time, because Ian Bennett came and took charge of things. Began his career at Newcastle United, the young goalkeeper, although he never made the first team there. Hazard. Calderwood. Mitchell's header to Ling. On it goes to Maskell. Played back to Hoddle. Hit first time beautifully to Mitchell, and then on to Ling, who's offside. What a shame that was, because Hoddle again was absolutely magnificent there in the build-up to that.
Wonderful pass for the outside of the right foot. His vision is spot on. He's there. He doesn't miss a trick on the pitch. He sees every movement in front of him, and he's got that wonderful vision that he can, and the skill to deliver the ball to the vision he sees. Just this ball, the outside of the foot is superb. It's right there, right on the chest, and he's just wandered into an offside position, possibly looking for just a quick one-touch ball. Ling was there.
Hoddle's there again, defending this time. Sterling wins it back off Horlock and finds Bradshaw, and the fullback swings it in towards Adcock, and again they only just get it clear thanks to Kerslake Swindon. Ebden there to win it back for Peterborough. Bradshaw again. Looking for Cooper, far side. Calderwood stretches to get it away. Ling now for Swindon. Good ball for Hazard. Helped on to Maskell. Now Kersley. Great run here from Summerby, and he spotted him and almost found him as well. Peterborough defended well. Cooper. Philliskirk. Halsell takes over from Ebden. Bradshaw. He's got Worrell Sterling outside him and finds him. This looks interesting, and in it goes towards Adcock, and it just lost its sting, the header, because I think it hit Hoddle on the shoulder. Well kept in by Maskell, but then given away. Here's Cooper. Adcock. Halsell. Sterling. They've started the second half as brightly as they started the first, Peterborough. Sterling's cross is too deep, though. Kersley couldn't take a risk, hooks it clear. And now Ling for Swindon. Good ball to Hazard. On it goes first time to Mitchell. Is that handball? Not given anyway. And Mitchell loses out this time to the linesman's decision because it's a Peterborough throw. I felt he may have used his arm to control the ball originally.
Yeah, I've got to agree there. It did look slightly a touch of the old handball there, but Bradshaw impressed me there. This half, straight away, he went into a forward run and into a forward position and caused Swindon some problems. Be looking for more of those now from him.
Robinson for Peterborough. Swung in then by Halsell. Sterling getting in on the far post and shrugs off Hawler. Good looking cross towards Philliskirk. Summerby, calm as you like inside his own penalty area. Well, Swindon must be one of the few teams that have done that then. They've played their way out of danger in their own penalty box. Hoddle. Hazard. Superb play. Maskell. And it goes towards Mitchell. And Hazard! But it's offside. Well, that's a shame, because that would have been one of the goals of the season, because it came from a position inside their own penalty area where it looked as though they might concede at one stage, and they went all the way to the other end and got the ball in the net.
Lovely flowing move, and here he cuts back on that left foot, clips a little ball, the header comes in from Mitchell, and Hazard there. You wouldn't honestly know from our point, but I'd have my doubts. I would say he's run from an outside position when the ball was played.
Well, I think they'll be annoyed looking back at that, Swindon. There certainly seemed to be a case for Hazard having stolen in behind the last defender and being onside at the point the ball was played. Difficult to tell from the camera angle. The linesman had to support, or rather the referee had to support the linesman on that.
I'm not getting involved in any of this controversy anymore because I keep getting letters about it, but there was a case of a run when the ball was played, possibly.
Well, as I was saying, Peterborough won't agree, but it ended a quite magnificent move from their own penalty area, that by Swindon. And I gather the lads in the studio, and Jimmy Greaves in particular, having had a little longer look at that incident, would agree with our assessment here, John, that that was probably onside and Swindon were done out of a goal.
The move warranted a goal. It was such a lovely flowing move. And a player who's making some marvellous runs, both in defence and attack, is young Summerby. His run to the left took everybody out. And he created a lot of space on the right side here for that move to develop.
Well, Swindon have got to get that out of their minds and start all over again. Hoddle. Hazard gives it him back. Beautiful play, beautiful play. Well, that wasn't. Hazard giving it straight to Sterling. Taylor beaten to it by Philliskirk. But it's a throw-in rather.
Here it is again. It's a lovely little pass by Hazard. He gets hold of the ball here, Maskell, back on his left foot, and if you look now along the line, everybody's onside. And here's the run from Hazard. Header back in, he's onside, my man.
Well, I'm sure Howarth was the player, the defender, playing him onside, and that looks like a mistake by the linesman. Calderwood. Hobble. Maskell's layoff to Hazard, good ball. Horlock getting forward on the left. Ling. It's done well here, Ling. Got a good challenge from Bradshaw. Swindon's throw. Maskell. It's a good layoff to Mitchell, and it gets back to Maskell, and a good interception in the nick of time. Cooper did well then to hold things up for Peterborough. Robinson with the long ball forward. Now Hazard. Swindon dominating possession at the moment, even though Peterborough had 2 or 3 minutes of excellent play right at the start of the half. They're on the back foot now. Horlock. Being forced wide by Bradshaw. Ling lets it run out for a throw and finds Hazard immediately. Switches play to this side to Kersley. And Peterborough, thanks to Halsall, survive another threat to their goal. But still, it's Swindon pressing. A goal seems inevitable. Hazard forward, looking for Mitchell. Good work by young Bennett.
Bennett read that superbly, though. It's good goalkeeping, that, because it's a ball played in behind your defence, and he's took up the sweeper position, and there he's come and smothered it. Good goalkeeping.
Ling. Maskell gets it in back. Good positive run again by Ling, and clipped in towards Maskell, headed away though by Welsh. All out pressure though from Swindon. Hoddle. Summerby. Hoddle. Tried to play it back to Summerby and just about keeps it in play ahead of Ebden. This is good stuff now from Swindon. The long ball to Maskell. Oh, they got a lucky break there, Peterborough. Now let's see what they can make of it. Halsall in possession. Got round Kersley and Hazard. Good play. It then gives it away. Calderwood's interception. Now Hazard. Well, you could see what he was trying to do there, but he got it all wrong, Hazard. You saw Horlock Ling rather way out on the left, but he's given possession away. Bradshaw beaten by Horlock. Now Ling gets the ball. 3 forward here against 4 defenders at the moment. Maskell. Hazard joins in the attack. And lifted on towards Mitchell. Cleared by Robinson. Hazard's there again. They can't get the ball here, Peterborough. Kersley. Ling. Good ball to Maskell. Summerby, rather. Maskell just ahead of him. Now Kersley. In it goes, and there's a goal! And they well deserve that equaliser from Maskell. And no problem with offside decisions this time. Maskell's 17th goal of the season, and frankly, it's looked on the cards for the last 5 minutes.
That is superb football. Great cross, there he is. Bang, in you go. You don't need to say a lot when you're sat here as a commentator. You don't want to hear me at home, because I'll tell you now, the football's doing the talking out there, and that's where we want to see it. It's a superb game to watch. Keep sitting back, keep enjoying it, but don't go out, you'll miss something.
Well, this has been a marvellous game, and it's 2-2 now. And the next goal in this game was always going to be vital. If Peterborough could have stretched their lead to 3-1, well, even as talented a side as Swindon would have had problems. But now that Swindon have got it, suddenly the emphasis has switched back to them.
You know, as you said, Alan, they just couldn't get the ball through that spell, Peterborough. There were so many good passes going on.
Oh, lovely touch again by Hoddle. Chase on here between Welsh and Mitchell, and Welsh didn't do his goalkeeper any favours.
No, I think Glenn Hoddle there gave Colin Calderwood a little ruck in there because he didn't want that ball. I'm just looking at Hoddle now in the midfield, in the centre circle. He's just holding his knee and rubbing his knee. I hope he can last out the 90 minutes because he's a pleasure to watch.
Yes, no one wants to see him go off, although Peterborough might be quite keen on the idea. Here's Hoddle again. Good ball forward for Mitchell. Snatched at it.
You know, as an opposing manager, what do? Do you say, right, we'll get a player, one of our strikers to stay with him? No, you can't play that way. You've just got to wait till he comes on. Look at that great ball through, just gone over the top. Just stretching for it a bit there.
Well, they've only won one of their last 6 away games, Swindon. 1-0 at West Ham in October. I can't see them losing this today now, because they've very much got the upper hand here. And Peterborough's performance in the second half, if you discount the first 2 or 3 minutes, rather more subdued than they were in the first, simply because Peterborough can't get the ball back off Swindon until it's given back to them, as in that incident. Robinson, Phillisker, Halsell, good play, Adcock's in there, had to get that one away, Taylor, and Ebden did well to win it back. Sterling. Well done, Worrell Sterling. Great shout for handball, but it certainly hit Maskell on the backside. Look at this football again in a defensive position from Swindon. It's beautiful to watch. Ling. Good tackle though by Halsell. Then Mitchell with a very strange ball, manages to find Calderwood somehow, and he gives it away. Robinson for Peterborough. Looking good for Adcock. Taken beautifully. Now Phillisker sweeps it out to Worrell Sterling. And again, he's done well to make room here, Sterling, and he wins the corner.
Very exciting to watch. An education at times, seeing passes and seeing the movement of the ball is the interesting thing. If you're sat here and watching the runs going on off the ball, they are superb. They're all working for one another, and there's a wonderful understanding by both sides out on this park today.
A really excellent game it's been. Sterling's corner, headed away by Taylor. Cooper miskicks to Swindon's relief. Kerslake making another of those storming runs forward, and Summerby in a good position, and he looks for him and almost finds him, and again young Ian Bennett took charge of the situation. What a prospect he looks.
Case here of Gary Cooper firing blanks. He miskicked completely there, didn't he?
Yeah. Adcock to Philliskirk. Ebden, and it breaks to Sterling, and Sterling looks for Philliskirk and finds him. And Hammond loses it. And who comes out with the ball off his own goal line as though he's having a stroll with the dog in the park? Glenn Hoddle. And Hazard delivers a good ball forward for Maskell.
That was a case there of Nicky Hammond trying to catch a high ball with bodies in front of him, and as you're on your way down for a goalkeeper, if you don't drag it straight back into your chest, it will hit heads or backs or shoulders and you lose the ball, which is exactly what happened.
Good spell again now from Peterborough in this excellent game, which is ebbing and flowing. Cooper. Phillisker. Good turn by the striker. And he's done really well here. Headed away by Taylor to Hazard. Well, that's good work by Hazard. Kept calm, kept patient, although in the end he gave it away.
Yes, he could have played a little ball to Kerslake there and kept possession, but he was looking to create, he was looking to penetrate the Peterborough defence, but the movement wasn't happening up front for him.
Well, who would suggest which way this one is going to go, John?
I'm surprised you said that, Alan. What was my forecast walking in?
I think you might even have said 2-2.
That was my forecast, but I can be proved wrong. I hope I am, because we want to see more goals. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
19 minutes gone in the second half. Plenty of time for more goals here. And I would say a strong likelihood of them as well. Two sides with not a thought for defending at the moment. Billiskane. Adcock almost getting in, and Huddle in the right place. Hammond lashes it away to Maskell. A good little ball down to Ling. This looks promising as well. Ling taking on the defenders. They've got 5 forward here, Swindon. Kerslake is one of them. And it goes towards Mitchell. That was the target, I think. Back it comes again to Kerslake. And again. Oh dear. Well, Hazard was there to retrieve it for him. Paul Oxley off to Hobble. And back it goes to the full-back. Another glorious ball. And he had to stretch, but has got the cross in. Behind Mitchell, though. Ling's there again. Relentless pressure from Swindon Town. In it goes to Mitchell. But his layoff, inaccurate. And then a strong challenge by Epton, which the referee didn't like. Kerslake takes it quickly to Hoddle. And chipped on towards Summerby, and it breaks to Mitchell. Oh, an amazing incident. Mitchell certainly saw an empty net and didn't really get the shot right at all. Might still have got a goal, and Bennett rode his luck a little bit, and 2 players, Welsh and Maskell, and now the goalkeeper as well, lying in the battlefield of the goal mouth. Yeah, the goalkeeper's very positive there. He had to come, he had to punch. It was such a delicate little flick up by Hoddle, and Maskell went in where angels fear to tread and got well and truly clobbered. But having said that, you know, the game is happening in front of us now, is unfolding, and you're looking, you're saying, one moment it's Swindon, here's the ball up, he's took his eye off it, the keeper's come, punched, and there's the shot at goal. He saved it. Looked like a comedy of errors for a second there, but he's done very, very well, Bennett, to keep that out. Lovely little flick up. Very, oh dear. Should have scored though, really, Mitchell, John, do you think? Mitchell should have scored. He just took his eye off the ball, but you know, it's one of those cases where you've got to be a very, very brave man to keep your eye on the ball, knowing there's a big, hairy defender coming, bearing down on you, and a goalkeeper who's coming to punch. Not a very nice situation to be in. In fact, I would have pulled out. I would have had a yellow streak there, Alan. Well, from what I remember your playing days, I don't believe that for one moment. Well, Bill Harvey was talking to you before. He told you, didn't he? Yeah, the old, well, great old character here at Peterborough now. Been around so many clubs in his long career. He'll be remembered by a few of our viewers today, I'm sure. But the modern version of the game, giving us an excellent exhibition here. Summerby for Swindon. It's 2-2, remember? Game full of incident, full of goals, full of good football. Summerby felt he was obstructed then, the referee didn't. Swindon get it back anyhow. Hoddle. Another glorious looking ball for Mitchell. Ling leaves it, and a tremendous shot again from the young fullback, and the goalkeeper had the temerity to catch it. Nassim Bennett had his angle spot on. Good goalkeeping make those saves look easy, but I assure you it's a great strike of the ball, and he just gets his body in the right place. Here it is, head over the ball, kept on target, and there's his position spot on. And Hammond stretched at the other end, but did well to clear, and then Mitchell couldn't keep it. Back in it goes into the Swindon half. Kerslake, excellent play. And you can pick it up, remember, when the defender heads it back. There must be times when goalkeepers are not quite sure, you know. I see them, shall I pick it up, shall I pick it up? Mitchell, good header on to Maskell. And back to Mitchell, amazingly. Now Maskell, Ling just outside him, here he is. He looks for the far corner. Well, it was a clever effort, but not quite clever enough to find the net. No, it's good skill, he's looked up, he's picked his spot. There's a little touch out to him here. Well left there, he looks up, picks his spot, bends it, but the weight's just a little bit too heavy, just bends it wide of the post. That's the right idea, he had the right idea, it's just the way to pass and the execution wasn't quite there. Well, Peterborough still wondering how they can get back into this game, but it only takes a second or two. Well, they're still very much in it at 2-2 anyway, of course, but Peterborough have dominated the last Swindon rather, have dominated the last 15 to 20 minutes. And here's Hoddle, who's inspiring them from the back. Not with a ball like that, but he still gets away with it. Ling. Hazard. It's gone well, Hazard. He's done really well, and then the defender did even better, Lee Howarth. But it breaks again for Swindon. Ling. Too strong surely for Mitchell, but it is with this goalkeeper about.
Bennett's very quick off his line. He's got quick feet, good balance, and he attacked that ball. He sprinted out to it and got it well covered.
Ronnie Robinson swings it forward, but Peterborough can't get going as an attacking force at the moment. Ling for Swindon. Fools Sterling. Prods it on to Howler. Ling again. That's a strange ball, and he might be made to pay for that. Cooper with the interception. Calderwood just bides his time and has the cheek to produce a back heeler. Swindon get away with murder sometimes, the way they try and play in defence. Here's Hoddle shipping it forward to Hazard. It's lovely to watch, absolutely lovely to watch. Hazard to Mitchell. Back to Maskell. Tries the shot for the far corner, and that was a bit of a wasteful thing to try because they had a lot of players forward.
Cooper there was attacking his fullback Kerslake, but I think he was more worried about somebody coming behind him, robbing him, and he just lost possession. But Kerslake is as good a right back as you'd want to see in this first division. He can defend, he can go forward, he has good touch, good tackler, good all-round player. Very impressed with Kerslake.
Ebden finding Bradshaw. On it goes to Adcock, and on further still now to Philliskirk, but Taylor's there to intercept. And that came off the Peterborough man, Swindon's throw.
The two Peterborough midfield boys, Halsall and Ebden, have worked very, very hard, very, very well. Good tacklers, both like to get into the game and see it through. You know, they've been very, very impressive.
A little under 20 minutes remaining here at London Road. Peterborough United 2, Swindon Town 2. Another game that's been a credit to the division. Hazard's been caught in possession, and Cooper almost sent Adcock clear. Now Robinson. Cooper. Robinson again. Time to make the cross. But away by Taylor. Welsh. Robinson once more. Now it's Peterborough's turn to have a little spell of attacking play. Adcock's there. Calderwood intercepts. Kerslake with the clearance. Ling. Brilliant, Ling. That was brilliant. And he gets it back again. Oh, excellent football from Martin Ling. And they still stroke it around. Calderwood. Cooper gets it back for Peterborough. This is Robinson. Hoddle. Kerslake now. Mitchell making the chase, and Bennett again forced to make a decision, and he's never slow to do that.
When I was a youngster, we used to try and walk like our idols, do our hair like our idols, and everything that your idol did, you try and copy. Now, I can see Swindon in the future going to produce some wonderful players, because Hoddle must be an idol there, and to be able to have somebody to watch week in, week out, produce this type of football, you must learn from it. To play with it must be a pleasure.
Summerby doing well. Now Maskell. 3 defenders come to meet him, and that was too many for him. Philliskirk for Peterborough. Couldn't hold it up sufficiently long to give them a breather. Peterborough have got one of their, well, both their substitutes, in fact, Noel Luke and Dominic Iorfa on the touchline, and I think it's Iorfa who's going to come on now, and the number 10 being held aloft Tony Philliskirk, who's worked hard to try and gain them a little bit of time in this second half when they've been under the cosh, will make way for Dominic Iorfa, a Nigerian international from Lagos, who played a handful of matches for Queen's Park Rangers in the top division. A lot of pace, exciting player. And he comes on with the game poised at 2-2. Horlock for Swindon. Hoddle. Oh, what a ball that was for Kerslake. And Kerslake gets there. And a great shout for a penalty from the Swindon fans behind that goal. But all it is a goal kick.
Great example there of British football at its best. There's a young player there. If he'd have been an Italian, he would have took a dive there and been appealing for a penalty. But here he is, he's holding it up, his strength is there, he's got beyond. He didn't take a dive, he tried to win the ball fairly and get up and play on. That's good for British football.
Very honest and a very talented player. David Kerslake, the former Queen's Park Rangers man. Now here's Dominic Iorfa getting his first touch, and a good one on to Adcock. Great shout for handball. Again, the referee not impressed with the crowd's pleas. Hoddle for Swindon. Another superb ball for Hazard. And on it goes to Mitchell. Took his eye off it then, Mitchell. Ling. It breaks though to Cooper, who gives it away. Kerslake hit early towards Mitchell, but the big central defender Howard gets it away. Now Maskell in there, Mitchell again. Summerby takes over. Furious play here. They really want to win this, both sides. They really do. Hoddle. Kerslake makes the run for him, and on it goes to Kerslake. And the whistle goes. And what's the referee's decision going to be here? He's got a yellow card out. Well, everyone's a bit mystified here.
Well, I'm mystified, I've got to be truthful. He's just turned the player there. Now, whether that's a bookable offence, I wouldn't honestly know, but Mr. Holbrook has had a superb match up to now, and therefore, obviously, he's much closer than me, and he saw something which I didn't see. But did it happen outside the box? Obviously, it has.
Yeah, Robinson caution for the challenge.
Another great move. Swindon are getting some lovely moves down this right-hand side now, Alan.
Danger again then for Peterborough here, especially when you think Hoddle's about to take this kick. It's a lovely one over to the far post, and it's in!
It's our man again.
He's done it again! 2 goals in the right net, 1 in the wrong net, but that one has regained the lead.
So a lovely weighted ball over to that back post. Here he comes, he climbs, punches, and there it goes, just over the goalkeeper's left hand. Great power. It's a lovely flighted ball, great power in the head. Just doubt my goalkeeper there, I would say. Come on in. You should have just maybe had a stronger hand there and just pushed that over the top.
Shaun Taylor's 3rd goal of the game, 2 of them in the right net. And now Swindon lead by 3 goals to 2 here, and no one could deny that they deserve it. Here's Worrell Sterling for Peterborough, playing a good-looking ball in, and Housel almost gone on to that. Now Hazard. Look at that in your own penalty area, it's amazing. Ling. Oh, good football again. Horlock. It's a good tackle. Swindon's throw. He's going to be a quiz question this season, Shaun Taylor. A hat-trick. Only 2 of them counted for his side. Hazard. Kerslake. He's making some excellent runs, Kerslake. Now Maskell, Summerby rather, turns it back to Hoddle. And then it goes towards Mitchell, and Mitchell knocks it to Hazard. And the shot hits Maskell. Taylor making absolutely sure this time. Clears it onto the roof. Here's the goal again, John.
Yeah, a little clip up to the back post, climbing above everybody, and into the far corner she goes. Following up, good point there to watch. Always following these attacks.
12 minutes to go. Swindon Town leading by 3 goals to 2, having been 1 down and 2-1 behind in the game.
Before the match, I saw a very good player outside, David Bennett, who played for Coventry and is now recovering. He's with Swindon and was recovering from a broken leg, and he's been doing the scouting on these matches that Swindon are playing in, and he's obviously done his homework there.
Noel Luke, very experienced player, coming on now to take the place of Worrell Sterling. Longest serving player, in fact, of Peterborough. It's his 7th season, the former West Bromwich Albion man. Bradshaw knocking it long for Iorfa, who collides with Taylor. Taylor got his boot to it first. Peterborough's throw-in.
If a ball goes over the top of the defence, Iorfa is very, very quick, I assure you. He'll be on the end of it.
Luke gets his first touch, the other substitute. Not a very good one, and a difficult one for Summerby there. Well, we've got Swindon Town again live on Central next Sunday when they play Derby in what looks on paper to be an absolutely cracking football match. And I think even fans of other clubs in the Midlands will agree that when Swindon are involved in these live games, they never lack entertainment. Cooper swinging a good ball into Adcock, who finds Iorfa, and Iorfa's done well here. Great tackle by Calderwood. But it's Bradshaw who picks it up for Peterborough and drives it in. Hazard in the way. And it's Peterborough's turn to have a little spell.
We can't take anything away from Peterborough. They've done a lot to make this a good game. It always takes 2 to make a match, and they've produced some excellent football at times. Little slightly different styles, but having also said that, they are a good side.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I've praised Swindon, but as you rightly say, Peterborough have done marvellously in the game as well. Ronnie Robinson didn't end with that shot, but I don't think anyone who's seen Peterborough play today will disregard them as certainly a team that can get up there in the picture for the promotion playoffs, perhaps at the end of the season. Colin Calderwood down injured at the moment for Swindon.
I think Trevor's lost a yard. But, you know, both sides are looking to go forward. This is what we want to see in football. We don't want to see these sides that get up to the halfway line and play offside and squeeze sides in. It's lovely to sit here and see the width and the depth in a football pitch being used. You know, there's 2 sides here prepared to go forward, prepared to prod and look for weaknesses and to get players forward. That will make football. That will make you people at home sit and watch. It's enjoyable. It's lovely to watch.
Welsh's clearance, Hazard onto it. Bradshaw, good little ball for Ebden. On towards Iorfa, and Iorfa almost found Adcock. Hoddle clears, and then so does Kerslake. Mitchell with a layoff, an excellent one. Hazard. Terrific ball again. Kerslake. What a good game he's had. Ling. Hoddle. Now Hazard. Just checks out and loses Iorfa. Walks it forward to Calderwood and gets it back. It's good football, isn't it? And Hoddle decides to go back to his goalkeeper. Oh, Hammond's given it straight to Adcock. What a disaster for Swindon. But Adcock, the calmest man on the field, Hammond the most disappointed. It's 3-3.
Well, I've got to look here and say, my little man in midfield, Nicky Hammond, you just took a little bit away from your side there. You were just knocking it about. Keeper comes up, ends with your problem. There it is. It's one of those. He gave it away and he suffers for. But Mickey had the ball here and he could have played the ball over the top. Oh, it's a terrible kick. Terrible kick. And there she goes into the onion bag.
Very calm finishing from Tony Adcock, his second goal of the game, his 15th goal of the season, and well, they've all got to be put away. It's easy to say that Hazard and Hammond were responsible, but he still had to find the net, and he did so splendidly, and Hammond inconsolable at the moment. It was a terrible kick, you've got to say. He knows it. 3-3 then. Now Hammond in trouble again. If he'd have done that first time, they'd still be leading 3-2. Horlock. And Horlock hits it straight against Luke. Hobble. Well, it looked as though Peterborough were on their way to a win here. But now, or rather Swindon it did, but now Peterborough have given them a lot to think about once again. Foul on Somerville.
I was at a function last night for Gladstone Small, and I was talking to Big Steve Grizovic, the Coventry goalkeeper. This new rule could have something to do about the back passing, because that has improved the game, definitely for me. As a spectator and watcher of the game, I can say it's quickened the game up and it's made the game, kept the ball in play more.
Hazard takes the free kick, and it's a good-looking one, and Taylor was in there again. My word, if he'd have connected with that one properly, he would have had a sensational day.
Going back to my point, I know I said to Steve it put pressure on goalkeepers, but they've got to be able to handle that. And there was a case of poor Nicky Hammond not being able to handle it.
So we're into the last 5 minutes here, and it's Peterborough United 3, Swindon Town 3. Bradshaw in possession, finds Iorfa. Back to Ebden. It's a slightly clumsy ball. Halsall had to chase to retrieve it. Now Ronnie Robinson for Peterborough. In it goes long to Adcock. Cooper. And Iorfa almost got on the end of that cross. But the linesman's flag has gone up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Well, here we go. We've got the game completely turned round. It's going the other way now. Swindon are under pressure. Swindon are under the cosh, and they need to get hold of the ball and start playing off the front again, building off the front.
Well, there's quite a finale in prospect still here. 3-3. I wonder if either side can force a winner. Outstanding game. Hoddle. Luke with a long ball forward for Iorfa to chase. Taylor gets it away. Hazard. Hit first time to Mitchell. And Mitchell battling away with the defender, making it hard for him, and he did well. Credit to Welsh then, with the real pressure.
Did exceptionally well there. Kept the defender under pressure all the way through, and it's not easy to defend when you've got somebody up your backside.
Ling to Hoddle, who incidentally is our man of the match. Quite rightly. Kersley. Oh, he almost sent Maskell clear, but Peterborough have it back again with Halsall. Now Calderwood. Hazard to Kersley. He's gone round Cooper. Hoddle. Peterborough's throw. Hoddle will not be consoled, I'm sure, at getting that Man of the Match award, because he had 3 points for his side within his sights here.
You can just see him gambling a bit now. He's just pushing in front of the back three at times, and I would just say sit there, Glenn, and keep playing the way you have been.
Ling. On to Somerville. Ling again. Now Hazard. Stretches it wide again for the ever-willing Kerslake on the right. And Kerslake's got inside the defender and looks for the far post. I'm not quite sure whether he was trying a shot or a cross then.
I think he attempted a cross there. but Kerslater's got through into a forward position again. He's got that ability to take a player on when in the last third of the opposing half. And he's gone there, he's took his player on, got his cross in. Somebody must gamble there and say, I'm going to get on the end of that. Superb match.
Only about a couple of minutes of normal time remaining here. 3-3, incredibly. Maskell and Mitchell linking, and here's Mitchell! That could have been the winner.
That was a case of two front men understanding each other's play, linking up together. So unlucky. A lovely little touch inside. He rides the tackle, the flick with his left foot over. He's chested the ball down and got the volley in. You can ask no more. It's just that it's off target. So unlucky. Another good move.
We're into the last minute. Sorry, John.
Over the top she goes. Good football, good move. Unlucky, just bad luck.
We're into the last minute now. Have we, I wonder, seen the end of the scoring? I wouldn't guarantee it in this game. Kerslake. Hoddle. Good ball. Maskell. Oh, and space opens up for Ling here. He could win it for Swindon. He just lost his footing, and the ball somehow got trapped between his feet.
He just couldn't sort his feet out there. It was a wonderful opportunity. It's a superb threaded ball through. His touch isn't good enough. He loses it. It goes behind him, and he's waiting, and his touch wasn't good enough. He didn't quite watch the ball onto his foot and get that first touch right. If he had it done, it could have been Swindon sewn the game up.
Well, the number of chances Swindon have had in this game, they've scored 3 goals. It could have been double that easily. Here's Iorfa. They could still lose it even, Swindon. Hoddle takes it off him though, and Iorfa battles hard to try and win it back. Throw into Peterborough. Bradshaw gets it back from Ebden. Well, that was a waste.
Alan, I hear a lot about professional footballers that they don't do this, they don't do that. There's one thing that 22, 24 players have done here today is shown how fit they are. The standard of fitness is a credit again to both sides. Tremendous.
And in particular, I think the standard of football, a credit to both sides as well. They're into stoppage time. 6 goals we've had shared here today, and Peterborough have a free kick on the halfway line. Porlock. Referee's had a little look at the watch and decides that's it, and brings to an end an absolutely splendid game. Peterborough will feel they got off the hook at the end. Swindon, I think, will be a little bit disappointed about that, because having been behind twice in the game and then taken the lead, it looked as though they were going to win it, but now they've had to settle for just 1 point in a quite splendid 3-3 draw. 3 of the goals, 2 in the right net, 1 in the wrong net, scored by this man, Shaun Taylor, and 2 goals also for Tony Adcock of Peterborough United. But another match that was hugely entertaining, and I'm sure another great credit to the First Division. 3-3 the final score then, and Glenn Hoddle on the touchline, about to give his views now on the game to Gary Newbon.
Glenn, it was a superb match, and you were made Jimmy Greaves' man of the match. But you must be wondering how those extra 2 points slipped away from you.
I can't believe it. I think we're in the wrong sport. I think if we were in boxing, I think we'd have won on points, but you don't get anything when you've dominated like that. We're very disappointed. The 2 goals that we've given away are just giveaways, and if you're going to do that, you're going to make it hard for yourself.
Thanks, Glenn.
Well, the views of Jimmy Greaves on that highly eventful game and all the central goals from yesterday in the First Division in a moment or two.
Le Piador.
Oh.
Question. Do you have any complaints about Midland?
It would be nicer if they were a bit more sympathetic with the needs of people, especially students.
Actually, for students opening an account at Midland this year, there's an interest-free overdraft of up to £400. Midland, the listening bank.
You're out on your own. Got the lot. You're simply divine. You're so chic, quite unique. You see, to me, you're a dish that's nutritious, deliciously fine. It's not surprising you helped us grow. So appetizing. Nothing's changed. We want you so. You've always been a star. Marmite, yes you are. Marmite, you're so great. Marmite, you're my mate. Marmite.
Stay calm. Concentrate on the screen. Street Fighter 2 is on Super Nintendo. From the arcades, the ultimate combat game. Each fighter has a different technique, an acrobatic move, a hidden punch. It's on the streets now, exclusively on Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo with Street Fighter 2. It's unbeatable.
The special edition Micro Phoenix now starts from 5737 on the road. Call 0345 800 600 for details of this and our special finance offers.
The BT Sunday Special. Today, between 3 p.m. and midnight, a 30-minute call anywhere in the UK will cost less than 50p.
You've got to be joking.
The picture on your TV is built up of horizontal lines which flicker and are likely to disturb the images on your screen. On a new Philips 100Hz digital scan television, that doesn't happen. The new Philips 100Hz flicker-free technology gives you a visibly clearer picture. Now, let Philips open your eyes.
Well, Jim, before we get into one of the most the most controversial moment in that game, let's see how Swindon got back into it. Joey?
Well, they played well. I mean, you have to say they played some wonderful football. And I'm not taking anything away from Peterborough here, but this was a superb move again. It's just knocked about, and it's a wonderful first-time ball in from Kerslake. And Maskell scores. He's on the end of it. He was looking for it, and great goal. And then a lovely floated free kick, and there's Taylor, who'd already scored, as we well know, twice, knocking the ball in. Good stuff, good stuff.
But the way they threw it away after all of that, who do you blame for that? You don't blame the butt pass.
Well, you have to blame the goalkeeper. I mean, it was suicidal. Again, I don't think the keeper had a particularly confident game today. And when you look, I mean, it's no good talking about bad back pass rules, etc. He had all the time in the world to do whatever he wanted to do with that ball. I have to say, Adcock took the goal very well. He punished him very severely, and that was a super finish. A lot of people would have missed that, but he made them suffer. All in all, I thought that Peterborough battled very well, played good football. At the end of it, though, you have to say that Swindon did actually throw it. They didn't win it. They threw it away. There was no question about that.
But that brings into even starker relief the moment which could have decided the game in Swindon's favour, that disallowed offside goal.
It could have decided it. We'll never know. But, I mean, it just highlights Swindon's play. Hoddle wins the ball, brings it out. looks up, takes his time. This is great stuff. Plays to Hazard. Hazard again knocks the ball wide. The ball's then played in by Maskell. Mitchell heads it down, and at that particular time, Hazard has run onto the ball. He must have been, I would say, conservatively 3 to 4 yards onside. There was no question about it. And the linesman, I do not know why they do this, linesman, but they have to get in on the act, don't they? They really do. They ruin it for a lot of people.
Well, perhaps we ought to invite the linesman into the studio next week.
Do, Toad.
He probably won't come, though, will he? Anyway, as I said, a fairly miserable day yesterday for Midlands clubs. Wolves kept the flag flying. They come up trumps again at Molineux. Wolves have flattered to deceive so far. They now look capable of stringing together a winning instead of a drawing sequence. It took Derek Mountfield to get a grip on things against Grimsby. There was no holding the centre-back then. Croft denied him a second goal, but Burke was there to sweep up the crumbs. Grimsby are in the promotion frame as well, who isn't? But Lever's reply was never likely to be anything more than a gesture. We've almost given up wondering what's gone wrong on Millionaires Row. Even with a goal start from Kitson, Derby couldn't avoid their 6th home defeat in 8 games. John Aldridge is far too good a striker to be offered 3 bites of the cherry, and Craig Short would have been overtaken by a snail. Aldridge finished them off with a more impressive effort, and Tranmere woke up this morning back in 2nd place. The mystery was how Rovers didn't win by a bigger margin. Leicester's 3rd home defeat sealed by Channing's bullet and Malcolm Allison's first win in charge. A trip to Upton Park looked ominous for the Blues with 3 successive league defeats behind them. Bright start though. Tate's back heel coming up and Rogerson did the rest. While discussions continue about a club takeover, Birmingham didn't exactly sell themselves. Clive Allen was completely unmarked for the equaliser. Mind you, the killer goals were late arriving as City put up the barricades. Morley bulldozed his way through with 5 minutes left. And that ace poacher Allen collected his 2nd. Birmingham are 6 places off the bottom. Notts County are heading for the relegation zone at full throttle. 8 league games without a win now, and Gary Shelton's goal 3 minutes from the end signals the beginning of the end of all those rosy dreams. Well, let's hope they can pick up from that. Let's just give you news of the other First Division match being played today. Luton 2, Watford 0, the big Hearts Beds derby. So the top of the First Division looks like this. Swindon still in 4th place. They'll be extremely disappointed with that, of course. Peterborough are 10th. Which of those 2, Jim, do you think is going to make it, if any?
Well, I would say Swindon, obviously, but Peterborough are doing exceptionally well, you know. Better than we all thought. Yeah, they've got a system and it seems to be working. We'll find out as the season progresses. The next football on Central comes up on Wednesday at 10:50 on Central Sports Special, and that's exclusive action from 2 top Coca-Cola Cup ties in the Midlands. I'm giving you no more clues on that one. Plus a special interview with the world heavyweight title contender Lennox Lewis. And then next Sunday, it's Swindon again. We can't get enough of Glenn Hoddle after their performance today. Swindon then against Derby County, live and exclusive on Central at 2:45. Now we know Derby County are very good away from home. They can't seem to do it at home. Good match in prospect. See you then.
Bye-bye for now.
In a little under 20 minutes, WCW Worldwide Wrestling hurls itself onto our screens. But first, we've something very much more serious. Sylvester...